Hello, YouTube. CJ here. Oh, hold on. I think my sound's not working. Sorry. Sorry about that. uh, hello, YouTube. It has been a while. Um, so, today I'm going to be playing the Beginner's Guide. Um, I think I want to do a lot more sort of scripted videos starting pretty soon. Um, I'm probably not gonna stop doing like these sort of let's play videos completely, just because they're fun to do. But in the future, I want to become more focused on like scripted, edited sort of videos. I guess I've just been kind of nervous to start doing that, just because I don't have a lot of experience editing that many videos. Um, yeah. Um, so yeah, that's hopefully those will be coming to this channel pretty soon. But yeah, I got part of the reason I haven't uploaded anything in a while is stuff just got like my computer stopped working properly for a while. Don't know why that happened. Then I got really busy with some other work I was doing. Um, and then for a little while, I just kind of wasn't feeling very well. I'm still not totally, but yeah. Uh, the whole situation with COVID 19 has started, so I guess it's not like I'm gonna have too much to do other than record videos or play games or whatever. Uh, so yeah. Anyway, so that'll be a thing, I guess. Um, so yeah, that's been pretty weird. But anyway, I'm also probably not going to be doing as much like visual novel let's plays because I don't know. I've looked at a lot of the ones that I've made so far, and I don't think I enjoy making them that much anymore. Like I still enjoy playing the visual novels. Um, Maybe I'll make like some scripted sort of reviews on them or something like that. But like when I do like an actual video, like let's play of them, it's kind of just me reading. Like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's very interesting. Um, but yeah, anyway. Um, this game is the Beginner's Guide. It was created by the same guy who made the Stanley Parable, which is an absolutely hilarious game. This one is a lot more sort of serious. Um, and it's kind of there's a lot of commentary in it about like game development and sort of you know trying to understand like well I think I'll just get into it and let you guys see it. I don't know if I'm going to play through the whole thing in one video. I'm probably going to split it up into two or three because I also want to start doing a let's play of Portal 2 soon. So, yeah, look forward to that. Anyway, let's get right into it. Pretty sure my audio is on.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's
I love these
2008,
boxes.
Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
All right. I'm just gonna, excuse me, I'm just gonna change some of the options. So yeah, as you can see, the game is basically, yeah, there we go. Wait, did that stay? Yeah, okay. Yeah, this game is basically gonna take a look at game development and sort of be trying to read the, like, see what we can learn, not just about like the games, but also like the developers who created them. I have played through this game before, full disclosure. I just I just like this game. I find it interesting, and you know, I've also tried making some of my own games before. Nothing that I've really published, but you know, I'm a little interested in game development myself, so playing this game is pretty interesting to me.
Warning. Whisper machine active. Shift to
Oh shit, we're getting right into it.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Why is that rock just like slowly spinning? I don't even think I've ever noticed that before.
You can click to fire the gun.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, alright. Also, sorry that my movements are a little weird. My computer is working properly again, but I've still been having problems with my mouse, so I'm kind of playing this with a mouse pad. Not really my best decision, maybe, but Hopefully that won't distract from the gameplay too
Security
much.
call reached. Hostile alien life forms inbound.
So,
It
yep.
kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is.
What?
And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized.
Fair enough.
Begin ship evacuation.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Oh yeah, this is kind of cool. We're in like a spaceship here. We can just see the universe. And then you go up to this window, you look down, there's the bottom of the universe. You can even shoot it. Whisper machine. I don't think it's that way that we go. Also, one thing I noticed too is there's these weird like 3-dot pattern things that are scattered around.
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Hey, let me try the damn labyrinth. Ah, fuck it.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Damn. Gotta self-sacrifice. Ah!
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Alright. That is fucking cool.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Look at that skybox. So that's a pretty interesting thing. Oh, wait, I remember this one. So the interesting thing about this level is that you can only walk backwards.
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
That's what I just said! Sorry. So yeah, you can keep looking behind you, but then you can only walk backwards.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Okay. This is harder to do without a mouse than I thought it would be. When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. I like how this game also sort of dives a lot into like games as like an art form, like how they can be used to convey certain messages. The future is always behind her. How will she find the strength?
It's a short little thought,
Confront
it says
it.
what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
We're now. Hey guys, we're entering now. Man, the collision area here is it's a very small area you can walk on before you start colliding. Yeah, this area is. It's just a little area that he puts in between the games. It's kind of spooky. It reminds me of like Slender Man games. I like how you can see like the grass. You can sort of see like the grass texture sort of slowly fading, and then becoming the rock textures. Just a little detail there. I mean, you can see that in a lot of games, but like, I don't know.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
I thought that game was great. 10 out of 10. IGN.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do? Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Press U to surrender. U. I surrender.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games. Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
This is probably like one of my favorite parts of this game. Oh my god. I hate that he just takes you out of it. Ready, set, fish. Okay, I want to talk about the last one for a quick second before I move on. I really like the idea of sort of just having like that sort of like cozy like room that's just full of game ideas. Like I've actually considered like sort of inspired by this game, I've actually considered building like my own sort of version of that, just like in Unity somewhere, to help me like organize ideas that I have for games and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. I just love it. This area is very prison-like. You got this ominous music playing.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Yep. If I remember correctly, you gotta hit the first switch. Somewhere in here, there's a second one, I think? Oh no, you have to hit this switch again. Okay. And then there's a switch on the door that you can't actually see until you hit the other switch.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
You get these 3 dots here again. So that sort of raises the question of like if he's leaving these sort of marks on each of his levels. I find it interesting that like the narrator, Davey, never actually addresses these, but you see these in multiple of Coda's games that he's compiled here. So I just find it to be an interesting little detail that sort of seems to show that the games are somehow connected. Yeah.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. All right, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
How long would this have taken to make? Like,
How about that? There was more
damn.
to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
So it's just so interesting. Oh my god. Just feel the howling. But yeah, see, now we're exiting. So those last couple games, we were entering, and they were 2 games that seemingly conveyed like a similar sort of idea, but they weren't. But like, they were 2 different games. So then, when you play this one at the end of it, it kind of makes sense. It sort of connects them.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
The Great and Lovely Descent. That sounds great and lovely. Oh man, it's so weird how there's just like a house here, but it's in the middle of this whole area that's literally just like a void. Although, there does appear to be like some sort of hills and stuff. I've never
Let's talk
actually
about video
noticed
game
before.
development for a second.
Sure.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which
Yep.
determines what the game can and cannot do.
I
So in
recently
other
made
words,
one.
the engine is a set of tools for game development. To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Yep.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Definitely. But yeah, I actually tried creating my own engine recently in C++. There's still a lot of bugs in it, but there's like it sort of works. I haven't really built an actual game within it yet, but it can like display models and stuff. It takes a really long time to make though. If you're ever gonna make like try and make your own game engine, let me say there is a lot that goes into that. Also, I should also note that I had a lot of help when I was working on it too, so it wasn't really just me. And I don't think I don't know if I'm ever gonna like publish the engine or any game I make in it yet. I don't know. Well, we'll see. That's interesting. These are like actual pictures. I wonder if like these are just pictures that Coda got off the internet, or if he actually like took them himself. I also like that he went through the effort of putting all these like chairs and tables out here, despite the fact that they're all like out in this big white void. It's the streetwise fool. Nice. This is a nice restaurant that doesn't really seem to have anywhere to actually order anything. Oh, okay. I gotta use washroom. But yeah, this level just seems like really boxy, like almost as though it's trying to emphasize Davy Reedon's point. Or if you pick this game specifically to emphasize his point. And then of course you literally have a really cool looking like dark void. Like this you come up to this restaurant up here and you go down and it's just this really cool like dark void full of boxes. But it's very I mean, I don't even know necessarily why, but something about this area is just really cool to me. Let's fall down a bit. Ah! Oof. I wonder if I can get onto that top triangle there. Nope. Guess not. So then you have, you have this area where you can like walk down these stairs here. But yeah, a lot of these games are very abstract. And then you come back into this area, And it just feels like if you look up there, it kind of seems, I think that's supposed to be like a window with like light coming through. So this area actually feels like a real sort of place, whereas like the last area just felt completely abstract. But it's all part of the same game. Did one of these open or no? Oh, there it is. Oh. What if I just leave? No. Nope. Alright, can't do that. Into jail I go.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Fine.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Okay, I think there's glass here. But I think, like, you can, I mean, obviously, if you're gonna sell a game to people, I'm thinking your best course of action is to probably make it playable. But, there's a lot of people who just want to make the game because they enjoy making it, which really should be the number one reason, in my opinion, to make anything. It's just out of enjoyment for it. Like, I mean, not many people. Like, granted, this channel, for example, I just enjoy doing this. Not a lot of people watch my channel. I'm not like super professional at doing this, obviously, by any stretch. And I don't really get very many views, which is fine. Granted, I would like it if a few more people saw the stuff I'm working on, but like, the main reason that I do this is just because I enjoy doing it. So I feel like if that's Coda's reasoning for making these games, why not just allow him to enjoy himself? This is gonna be weird because I'm having trouble using the mouse pad to turn my head. Can I get into this glass area? Or... No. No, I can't. Okay. Whatever. I don't know why I wanted to, but I just did. Yeah, see, there's like an actual sky out here. Although it's... I don't know how well it shows up on the video. But it's like all of these levels are made in such a way that you can tell, like, it's a video game. I mean, obviously you can tell that they're all video games, but like, you see these little things that you don't see in a lot of... Yeah, it's like they look very like indie developed. Like I don't know how well this is showing up on the video, but you can see like the lines up there from like the skybox. And what do we have here? It's the 3 dots again that Davey keeps completely ignoring, never bringing up for any reason. Granted,
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
It's hard to figure out what those 3 dots are supposed to mean exactly. But still. I'm wondering what's with, like, I just noticed there's like this sort of dark, I mean, obviously this room is dark, but there's like this dark mist that's like floating around in here. I've seen that sort of used in, like other sort of, like just as a random example, there's an anime called Helpful Fox Senko-san, and in it, this sort of dark mist is used to portray, like, stress. Like, it's literally like stress from the main character that has like formed into like this dark mist. And I'm wondering if there's any similar kind of intention
There's still no
to
clear
Coda's
indication
game.
of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Cool textures on here. Did you
Here,
come?
Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Did you come from above? Yes, there were these floating colored blocks. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yeah, I did. That's the last thing I did before coming here. Please, tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. You don't want to go over there, man. Trust me on that. Yeah, I guess. Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It's the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you. There's nothing I want more. Well, bye. Nice chat. Hold on, there's a little door here. Can I actually open this? No. Okay, I didn't think so, but I thought it was worth a try. More people. Yeah, do you want to know how to solve it? Why would I care about the space between the doors? You know what, I did feel strange as I passed through it. Don't think too hard about it. Oh, okay. You'll see it again soon. I'll bet. It seems to be a reoccurring theme in Coda's games.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Is that what this level was called? It was... Oh, it's just called Down, but I think it was like The Great and Lovely Descent was like the name of it. Lamppost.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but For some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Wow, an internet-connected game. I would love to take a look at that next time. I think so. This game's really interesting. But I think I'll save the rest of it for another video. I promise I'm going to try and make videos more. I'm certainly going to have a lot more time to, with the quarantine going on and everything. So I'm going to try and make some videos a little more often. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like it if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, I guess. But yeah, this is a really interesting sort of artsy game that I just really like, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.